Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. The Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, commonly referred to as the RICO Act or simply RICO, is a United States federal law that provides for extended criminal penalties and a civil cause of action for acts performed as part of an ongoing criminal organization. The RICO Act focuses specifically on racketeering, and it allows the leaders of a syndicate to be tried for the crimes which they ordered others to do or assisted them in doing, closing a perceived loophole that allowed a person who instructed someone else to, for example, murder, to be exempt from the trial because they did not actually commit the crime personally. 1. RICO was enacted by Section 901A of the Organized Crime Control Act of 1970, PUBL 91, 452, 84 Stat 922, enacted October 15, 1970, and is codified at 18 U.S.C. ch 96 as 18 U.S.C. 1961, 1968. G. Robert Blakey, an advisor to the United States Senate Government Operations Committee, drafted the law under the close supervision of the committee's chairman, Senator John Little McClellan. It was enacted as Title IX of the Organized Crime Control Act of 1970, and signed into law by Richard M. Nixon. While its original use in the 1970s was to prosecute the mafia as well as others who were actively engaged in organized crime, its later application has been more widespread. Beginning in 1972, 33 states adopted state RICO laws to be able to prosecute similar conduct. LA police force can be sued under RICO law, judge says. Federal court advances anti-corruption case. August 30, 2000 by New York Times News Service. Los Angeles, a federal judge has ruled that the government's anti-racketeering statute, created to deal with drug bosses and organized crime figures, can be used in lawsuits against the troubled Los Angeles Police Department. Besides allowing one of the largest police departments in the United States to be dealt with like a criminal enterprise, the decision Monday by Judge William J. Rea of Federal District Court drastically increases the city's potential liability in its worst police scandal in decades. The law permits a longer statute of limitations and could triple the damages the city could otherwise face. The case involves claims by one of the many people who say they were victims of violent and corrupt officers at the department's Rampart Division, whose actions are at the heart of the scandal. Legal experts said yesterday that it appeared the department would be the first police agency in the country to face trial under the statute, which over the years has come to be used in a wide variety of litigation. Edwin Chemerinsky, a law professor at the University of Southern California, said he spent Monday evening researching the matter and could find no other case in which a police department had been brought to trial using the statute, known as RICO, the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Law. REA did not deal with the credibility of the plaintiff's claim that the department condoned and authorized the actions by corrupt officers, but he said that if that accusation is true, it would constitute racketeering activity and so would come under the RICO law. Under RICO, the statute of limitations is 10 years, rather than 1 year as in other civil rights litigation, so the ruling could open the courtroom to many more cases. For instance, the lead plaintiff in the case, Luis Guerrero, says that police beat and falsely arrested him on drug charges in November 1997 and that he was released from prison before details of the Rampart scandal become known last year. Under other civil rights laws, his lawsuit against the department would have to be dismissed. Nearly 100 criminal cases have been overturned as a result of the scandal, in which officers are said to have planted evidence and beaten people in a struggling Latino neighborhood for sport and profit. City officials had estimated the city's liability at between $125 million and $200 million. If the plaintiffs prevail, Chemerinsky said yesterday, there is staggering potential liability for the city, just staggering. But Chemerinsky cautioned that the judge had simply ruled that the case could go forward. Whether the plaintiffs can ultimately prove it, he said, we'll just have to wait and see. Stephen Yagman, a lawyer for Guerrero, said, we have, in effect, converted a civil rights lawsuit into a racketeering lawsuit, and it's about time. Yagman said he had no doubt that a reasonable jury will look at the evidence and agree with what I've been claiming for years, that the LAPD is essentially a criminal enterprise. Yagman said his four-lawyer firm has 19 Rampart-related cases and 50 on file. He said the firm was analyzing 100 more potential cases and has brought in a firm with 26 lawyers to help. And we're thinking about hiring even more lawyers, he said. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Both the police department and the mayor's office declined to comment and referred all calls to the Los Angeles City Attorney's office. Mike Qualls, a spokesman for the city attorney, said, obviously, we're disappointed in the ruling and we're reviewing our options. The Rampart scandal has embarrassed the Los Angeles Police Department for months as story after story about corrupt and brutal officers have chipped away at a reputation tarnished by the O.J. Simpson case, the Rodney King beating and the riots of 1992. Now, the city and the U.S. Justice Department are negotiating an alternative to having the federal government sue the police department for a pattern of civil rights violations.
Hey, Sheriff, we have a question about why your office, your intelligence division, is investigating private citizens for criminal investigation that happen to be activists that are overseeing your department. Why would you have your intelligence division investigate private citizens? We have done... Sir, we don't hate anyone. We love freedom and we love American people. And government is out of control. That's why you're seeing such a revolt nationwide. Why can't you just answer, why is Susan Edwards, your intelligence division, investigating private citizens? This should not happen.
Are you here to apply for a job?
Possibly I might be applying for a job, but that's irrelevant to my question. Why would you ask that question?
Well, enjoy the fair.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Excuse you?
Excuse me, sir.
So those of you that haven't
Wow.
been on a bike before,
Sheriff's getting a little too pushy. You work for us, Sheriff. Just keep that in mind. At one time we respected you, but not with that type of attitude.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.